Give me a towel. Welcome.
Dad, I was just thinking that.
Okay, here we go.
No stickers.
So I'm probably gonna do a recap coming back from last time on Shattered Skies.
Shattered Skies.
There we go. The narrator's got a bit of a delay. I gotta hit him, like kick him, and then it does this thing.
Well, you gotta tell me. I'm over here doing shit, and I'm busy reading my newspaper. I am reading about the terrible news that is striking the world. Alien.
Previously on Stargate SG-1.
I actually just imagine this like, just for a minute, I'm totally just imagining this like thing where the narrator, instead of it being like a pre-recorded thing, he literally has to do it every time. Like that's kind of terrifying to think about. Like every time there's a headshot, he has to like say it. Like he has to be on the lookout for it, and he has to actually say it every time.
Headshot. And then when he's sick, he's like, "Welcome to Shattered Skies." It's like really bad.
Yeah. He throws up. God, good job. All right. So actually, for real, last time.
There you go, audience.
So last time you guys got invited onto a cruise, and you got toured around the actual facility. Storms got killed by Sun, and totally didn't shapeshift into somebody else. And then after that, you guys. And then after that, when Sun came back to his room, Rainey was there on the bed, and she looked very ill, very sick, and she wasn't moving very much. So
that's not what happened, bro.
No, that's what happened.
And it was the next morning. It was like something like that.
Oh yeah, no, it was the next morning. You're right. So it was the next morning when you woke up. Yeah, she wasn't looking so hot. Yeah, that was what happened. Yes.
Next morning, she wasn't looking so hot. You know, the beer goggles wore off.
Yeah, basically. So that's where we're picking up.
Married in Vegas.
Yeah. So let me scroll down in my notes here. So I guess technically you would be deciding what you want to do first. But I already established that like Rainey doesn't really respond to anything that you're doing, unless you want to try something different, you know.
Okay, so I like Rainey, okay? He's like not responding at all.
Yeah, she's not responding.
Or is she responding but not like in.
Yeah, like she's clearly like conscious, like she's not unconscious, but she's just like, you know.
She's responding with like, oh yes, I'm fine. No, she's like.
Yeah, exactly. She's not making any kind of coherent like response now. And her forehead is like she's visibly like flushed in her face, so she looks like she has a fever. And I don't think that you even need to be a doctor to like determine that. Like she clearly looks like she's like very sick.
I have a fever. I need a doctor now. Oh no! If you have a fever, what the hell did you do?
I also want to clarify this. This might seem like it would be obvious, but one thing I want to point out is that you weren't given any on the tour. There wasn't any kind of doctor that you met or any kind of medical bay on the ship that you know of, like in the actual, like on the decks that you saw. So if you were trying to bring her to one of those, you wouldn't be sure where it is if it even existed.
I guess it's not getting a good review on Yelp.
No, it's not. There probably is a medical room. You just never saw it, is my point. So it might be on the ship, but it wasn't on any of the decks that you were.
I'm gonna leave the stand out the room, like call out for servant or something like that. Like, whatever.
Okay. So when you do that, one of the probably the guys. So there's like one of these guys who's like wearing a uniform. He comes over and he asks you what you need, like what's happening, because you're like screaming. So he's like, yes, what is it? What's going on?
Yeah, doctor. We have a doctor in this ship.
Well, we don't have any doctors on staff. The staff has to. Well, we have to do a lot of duties on this ship, but medical. No, that is not. We don't have a doctor on board. I'm very sorry. We could stop at the next port, and perhaps they would have a doctor there if you are looking for one. What has happened?
My friend here, my partner here, has caught on some form of fever. Not sure.
Oh, that sounds terrible. We might have some medicine in the storage room. I could go check.
Oh, thank you. Gusto with taste.
And he just sort of walks off. Are you gonna do anything? Like, are you leaving Rainy like in the room? Like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go back and be like, oh shit. So they're getting medicine. No doctors around.
She's like looking at you, kind of like confused, like she doesn't, like she's not like, because normally she might be like smiling at you or like doing something, but she looks like really delirious, like she doesn't even understand like where she is.
You okay? Oh, yeah.
Got the any cancer.
You can just move you move your head.
She's kind of just yeah. She can move. She can kind of move a little bit, but she can't like get up. Like she can move her body like slightly, but like she can't like she can't really get out of the bed, but she can move a little bit.
You know why you got this?
She doesn't really give you a clear answer. Like communicating with you is kind of difficult because she's like, she just looks really confused. So you're not sure if she understands what's going on. She can clearly like hear you because she is responding to like what you're saying.
But she's like,
but she doesn't. She seems kind of delirious.
I like take a seat down, run, just like have my hands on my face.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, I want to clarify because you know this in character that Mist is like a doctor. I feel like that would be important, but you already know that, like in character, that she's like a doctor. Because you've known her for like a while now. You already know that she's a doctor.
There's a brick in the house. Oh, I don't know.
I mean, what got you so heated now?
We don't know. I put it in.
But
I do know something.
Yeah.
No, they possibly are better off keeping you cold. Something warmer in there. I'm not sure if I can trust them with the current events of emotion. I have to think about this further. My thoughts out loud, like, oh, one
Right.
can help. I don't really trust them.
Okay. I'll I want to see what Miss is doing actually. So when you're getting up, what are you doing? Because you might not be immediately aware that something is happening. So I'm kind of curious as to like what you'd be doing in the morning.
Oh, it depends on how early in the morning it is.
It's like it's not that early. It's like when this it's not like really early in the morning. It's just the morning.
It's like, is the prince up and about? Has he just gotten up as well?
I think he'd be awake. He'd be awake like before you wake up, probably.
Well, in that case, I'd probably say that she's in her room with their room, getting ready.
Okay.
Fixing out her hair and such.
So what do we do today? He's like looking over at you because I think like you'd both be in the bathroom and he's like washing his face and he's like watching you like getting dressed and such, and it's like he's looking over the schedule and he's like wondering, so what will we do today?
Whatever you would like, dear.
Sounds perfect. I heard that they were going to be organizing a swim later tonight. I think that would be fun. We could do that.
Yes, but of course that does sound rather interesting.
It's bright. I was like, they turn on the light. Just dim it a little bit. It's like it's really bright.
The light has come to punish you for all the things you have.
Yeah, so he kind of.
I do.
Yeah, it's just a little bright. That's all.
Dim the light. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine. Okay, so I think he like puts his arm around you, like as you're getting dressed and such, and he's just kind of like looking at you.
Yes, speaking of water, it brings something to mind.
Yes.
I was going to ask last night. You mentioned that you yourself are a water aspect.
That's correct.
Would it be stretched to say that you know that I am as well, and that is why you've taken a fancy to me?
I wasn't made aware, to be honest, but it doesn't bother me.
I don't know. It was just mere speculation. That is all. Something I was turning over in my head.
One day I may explain, but for now, we should just enjoy the moment, I think.
There is something else weighing on my mind.
If I can ease that burden, I will. Just speak your mind.
I am not quite sure whether I should wait to see how it pans out or not.
Yes.
As I mentioned, Captain Scarlet Scales is going to meet up with us, but and I have it on very good authority that this Topaz Storms has is under her command on the way over. So it is quite reasonable to assume that he'd be a forward scout. However, I've also heard that she is aboard a vessel and is quite willing to scuttle this one should things go awry. So it doesn't make too much sense to send a scout ahead if the ship to begin with.
What you said makes sense.
Just transitioning to my room.
Okay, no problem. Well, he did tell me he was a private.
He is
but
a private,
but if he is a scout, that would be his designation. You understand? He would address himself as such. He's clearly not specialized for a task like this. You see what I mean? He is not a scout by training. He is simply someone they sent ahead. A scout, not in title, but in name only.
I don't really understand much of this military nonsense to begin with. But do you not at least find it weird that Captain Scarlet is at least going to arrive with her own vessel and very much under the idea that if need be, sink this one, if she's on good terms with our dear captain's son?
I'm not sure how she would even begin to do something like that. Unless her ship was heavily equipped. Even this vessel would be able to repel her. I don't necessarily think that's their plan. You see, this ship is made
of very good authority.
First stage.
That she is quite
this ship
well
is made
armed.
The ship is made of first stage materials. Without a ship of similar design, there would be no way for her to even attempt to scratch this ship. But I am not. Well, the Navy isn't my area of expertise. As you say, war is not yours. I'm more used to ground warfare. So, what exactly she might be planning, I can't say.
So what did I miss?
They're discussing, what Scarlet is going to be doing, basically.
Okay.
Mr. sort of, discussing the report she got from Daphne.
Right, and he's saying basically for her to be able to, even attack this ship with any kind of offensive force, she would need to have a ship of like a similar quality, which he knows do exist. Like, it's not impossible for that to be what she's planning, but it's very unlikely that would be the case. So I think he would maybe propose a theory that it's less likely that she's planning on attacking the ship, and it would be more plausible for her to board it. But sinking the ship wouldn't be something within most ships' like actual capability. Like, it'd be very unlikely that she would come and try to sink the ship without any kind of like other measure. And also, the other thing to point out is that she knows that you guys are on board. So sinking it without immediately would be very dangerous for anyone who she actually wants to leave alive on the ship. Never mind all the staff that are also, on board. So if she was just going to attack the ship, then she would be endangering the lives of civilians. I think he would ask you if you believe that she has any reason to sink the ship at all, because he would be kind of confused as to why you would bring that up. Like, what, she's going to sink the ship? Why? Like, for what purpose does the ship need to be sunk? Like,
As you are quite aware, or was quite aware, there are a few notorious individuals aboard.
Right, but do they need to go down with the ship?
There we go. I got my mic in now.
Oh, wow.
Wow, it's like a message from God.
Yeah, that was really loud. Jeez.
Very boomy.
I'll get to you in a second, Dustin. I want to finish this conversation. I don't want to be like.
So what did he just ask? I lost my train of thought.
No, he was saying he was asking you were saying there were notorious people on board, but he said what, so they need to go down with the ship? Like, he's saying you're saying, oh, she's going to come here and sink the ship with some kind of weapon, and he's saying, well, that doesn't make sense, because why would she sink the ship if there's no need to, especially if we're on board? It would make more sense for her to board the ship. But he doesn't really understand what that means, because, again, he's not familiar with ship warfare. But that's essentially what he's suggesting. He's like, wouldn't it make more sense for her to come aboard and then take us off of the ship?
When it comes to anathema, what is to say the best course of action to go about eradicating them?
You have a point. So are you concerned that we will be under attack?
It is a possibility. But should it come to it, then, well...
I think he kind of gives you this... Yeah. I think, he gives you this, smile. He's like, well, even if the ship does go down, it won't be a problem for us. He gives you
yes,
that.
I was about to say that, actually.
Yeah. I think you're about to say it, and he kind of just follows up on it. He's like, well, for us. He's like, yes, well, for us, it won't be a problem. And so I think at that point, he kind of moves with you out into the hall. So what do you get? I don't actually need to know what you're wearing, actually. I take that back. I was going to ask, so what do you get dressed in? But it's not really relevant. But he takes you out into the hallway. And from there, I think we'll move to Storms. So he kind of, what he says is he goes off to the deck and says, I'm going to, confirm some events, and I'm going to be up on the deck. You can wait here, and I will be right back. So he kind of just leaves you there. And I think at that point, I wanted to cut to Storms, because you already kind of told me what you were going to be doing, so I'm kind of just setting it up for you. Because you would see him coming up onto the deck, obviously.
He knows? No. Do you want this?
What's that? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't want it right now.
Okay, I'm putting it back in the freezer.
Okay. So Dustin. Boo boo. Now I can't hear him. Great.
We went from booming God voice to, quiet as a mouse.
What?
Oh, now he's gone.
We went from booming God
Okay.
voice.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. We lost.
Okay, so I'll cut back to Sun, I guess.
Went
So are you
from
going to?
booming God voice to quiet as a mouse?
Are you going to? Are you going to try to get Mist in the room, or are you going to like? Because I feel like if you went outside, you'd see her obviously.
Hello. Sorry, I had to refresh because I just plugged in my mic, so it wasn't picking up.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Welcome back.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna give a salute to the prince and head down.
Okay. Okay. So you're gonna head down to where?
To hopefully where Mist is.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. So I think the three
Okay.
of you would all be in a hallway right now.
Yeah. Oh, the three of us?
Yeah, because I think I was gonna say Sun could just walk out and he'd see Mist there, and then so the three of you would be.
Lady Mist, may I please have a moment of your time?
Oh. You quite had fun as well. Right. Yes, first.
I didn't quite hear what Captain Sun said.
You see, I said, oh, you heard time as well. Okay, you go first. Yeah, first this way.
He's saying
well,
like
maybe,
you can
you
talk to her. Yeah. Yeah, you can talk to
Yeah.
her first because something's happening.
All right, so maybe go to a more private room.
Very well. I'll hear you out. Private, is it?
Mm-hmm.
You don't mind me coming along, do you? Rabbit?
It shouldn't be too long.
All right.
Okay, I'll take Mist to a private room for a moment.
Okay.
And once the door is closed, I'm going to slam her against the wall.
Okay, great. Are you gonna resist Mist, or are you gonna like, are you gonna push back against them, or are you gonna like, you want to let that happen?
Mist lets it happen. Or
Okay.
rather, I let it happen, but Mist goes with
Yeah,
it.
of course. So, yeah, out of character. So I'm more asking out of character because like, you could easily like you could try to get out of the way, but your physical stats are pretty bad, so it might not be worth trying. So you get slammed against the wall, yeah, and there's this loud like clang, because the walls are made out of like metal. So.
You're a rather eager young man, aren't you?
Excuse me?
I was hoping you'd say that. That was good.
I'm sick of your games, Mist. Why the fuck did you betray me?
Like,
Excuse me? I don't believe we've ever met, but
I'm going to change it back into Storms.
I can.
What does it look like, by the way, when you change into yourself? Because I'm trying to determine if it's like you look like a freaking anamorph, or if you're gonna glow again.
I kind of imagine it's like my body just starts to like shift a bit, like kind of like
yeah.
changes like liquid, kind of like.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I'm imagining in my brain. But I was like almost wanted to see like if it looked kind of disturbing, like seeing your face like melt or something.
T1000 style.
Yeah, basically that's what it looks like. I mean that fits. So you see Topaz turn into Storms, surprising no one. Besides maybe the prince. He's like, oh, if he was here, he'd be like, oh. But you already kind of figured this anyway, so you're not super surprised.
What?
So I'm gonna ask you one more time. Why the fuck did you betray me?
Did I really betray you? Hey.
You're the one who told the prince that I was lunar.
Did I just? That's news to me.
Hold on 1 second. Just need to reposition myself.
Okay.
Plug in my mouse. Make things easier for me to move.
Squeak.
All right. I'm going to roll Intimidate.
Is Miss okay with that? Because I want to ask Miss first, because I'm okay with it. Okay, so let me go get the rules. Let me go get the rules for that real quick, because I have to check. Because you're threatening her, right? So how are you threatening her? Because that would play into what you're rolling here.
I'm just going to like press my arm into her throat, like.
Oh Jesus! Okay, that's. But you're not trying to you're like deliberately not trying to hurt her, or are you? Because that's actually
No,
really
I'm just,
rough. Are you actually
giving her the impression that yes, I can kill you now.
Yeah, basically, you could easily pop her neck off, but you're not going to do that. But you're putting pressure on her neck, right? So that's definitely what you're doing.
Yeah. And I'm going to use my full moon ability for 7 motes. The full moon may roll strength plus presence or performance to inspire fear or dread.
Oh, so you're gonna. So now it's gonna be like a supernatural thing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's even worse. Great. Okay, I'm just looking this up real quick. So, blah, 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 blah. Because intimidation specifically works differently than any other kind of role. Because you don't necessarily need an intimacy for this. Obviously, her intimacy is no. I do not want to die. But her appearance, I don't think that would factor here, though. Well, actually, it does because you have that thing with mist, so that might actually be a factor. What was your? I would actually want to know what mist appearance is 4, right?
That's correct.
And what was your resolve, Dustin?
My resolve is. Resolve.
It's on the Roll20 sheet if it's not on your other one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because.
Yeah, you should move it over.
Right,
but
20.
It'll be here.
Resolve.
It is 3, so yeah, they would get a bonus, or I think you would just get a penalty. So you do get a -1 for this, because part of you doesn't want to hurt her. I actually think I'll make it a -2 because it's both. Your intimacy is actually going to be working against you here. I would say, because I think that makes sense, because you kind of like Mist a little bit. So I think you'd hesitate slightly. So right now you're at a -2, and then you're going to have you convince people to do something, usually the blackmail, bullying, yada, yada, yada. Actually, this is up to the player. Weaken any existing ties. And of course, so I don't know if Mist already has a negative tie towards you yet. That would be the other question. Because if you do this, you're going to make an enemy of her, which is something that specifically says Mist is going to basically have a negative tie towards you after this. If you want to do this, basically.
I'm more hesitant now.
Negative tie at the moment.
Right. So just make sure that you do that, because her threatening you isn't really going to benefit your relationship. It specifically says that if she's going to threaten you this way, then it has consequences on your relationship. And then persuade action. So I go here. So essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to convince her to tell you the truth. And I think it'd be kind of difficult for her to tell you the truth in this case. But it's going to basically be the same kind of roll as normal. So you told me the pool that you were going to add from your ability, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
and then
strength instead of
right. That makes sense. So you're going to do that, and then you can also stunt to add an extra. Stat if you want. Actually, what
Sure,
it does is it lets you add that many emotes, basically. So it's not that you add the stat. I was doing it wrong before, so it's not that you add the stat directly. It's that you get to add that many emotes if you want to use your intimacy or your excellency. So it depends how many motes you're putting into it. Really, is the key thing. Which you could just not put any in. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm already like using like 5 or 7. So. Okay,
so yeah, you're fine then. So are you using your personal or your peripheral? Because if you use your peripheral, then
I'm using my personal.
Okay, cool. I just had to ask because I want to know if your cast mark is gonna show up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on going out after this, so I don't want my fucking aura blaring.
Fair. Okay, so you're doing that, and you're gonna use your strength. So Mist, you can try to stunt your resolve if you want, or use a willpower before they roll. I'm just letting you know that. Because otherwise the difficulty is going to be, let me look here. The difficulty is going to be Mist resolve, which is 2. So your difficulty is only 2, unless they stunt it or add willpower, because they can do both.
I think I'll add a thing of willpower.
Okay, so you're gonna add willpower, but okay, that's fine. You can do that. Now you only need 1 success. Even better.
Huzzah.
But I'm asking if Mist wants to do anything like that before you roll, because if you can't do it after, so that's why I'm asking.
I don't know. Can I counter with a charm?
Do you have a charm that could counter this? You can if you have one.
Glowing coal radiance.
Coal radiance,
which is a charm that surrounds in an aura that drives back those that would attack.
Yeah, that would probably help you here. Let me look that one up. Do you have the? Is there a 3rd edition version for that, or is it 2nd edition?
2nd edition and 1st edition.
Okay. Coal radiance.
I didn't actually look it up in the book, but rather on a wiki of sorts for a quick reference.
Yeah. Okay. Just looking it up now. You could get me a link. Oh no, I have it here. Never mind. I'm good. I have to grab the link and then I'll check this out to see how if you could use it. Yeah, spreading your flame, blazing as well. When the charm is activated, the dragon boy is surrounded by a nimbus of essence with the color associated with their aspect. So yeah, your anima would basically flare. Anyone attempting to look at the dragon boy or make a melee attack must score at least 1 success on a reflexive willpower check, even if that roll is successful. Any attack before it suffers a dice penalty equals to the presence. Yeah, the effect is until the next action. The charm only affects, no willpower roll is required. Instead, this charm triggers a fear-based penalty to all physical and social attacks aimed solely at anyone with a dodge range MDV less than. Okay, so the question here would be for Storms, your resolve is we just said was what again?
3, I think.
Yeah, so she definitely blows that out of the water with her pool. Apply intimidation-based effective appearance for ugly terrestrial characters who pay 2 willpower become immune So you can basically use 2 willpower to ignore this. Or she's basically going to use her.
I think I will because
Okay.
this is going to be important. So.
Okay, so you're spending 2 more. You have to spend 2 more willpower just to ignore this. But she also gets the blah blah, become immune to all use of this charm. Okay, so never mind then. Leader use effects range with unit, and then so yeah, you basically have to pay willpower to ignore that. But your anima, like your at least missed your anima is still like active, so you're trying to ward her off, but she doesn't seem to be affected by it because she has a stronger will than that. But you still have to pay the motes for it, so you spend 2 motes. But her having lower willpower will be helpful for you if you try to counter her social attack, which you could. So in this case, Dustin, you would then roll your pool, unless they can still stunt their stuff.
Oh yeah. Basically, my stunt is basically like going to go like as I'm threatening her, my like eyes are going to turn yellow and like fangs are going to start going like.
Okay.
Just kind of like look the intimidating part, like bestial,
like you're actually serious. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just want to know if they're going to do anything because they use a charm, but they can still spend willpower if they want or stunt because they can stunt their defense. I think that would help them a lot here, especially since you already spent willpower. But I'm wondering like how they would react to this, like beyond just using that charm, because they can do something else. If not, then I'll move on.
I'm just looking at me options here.
Okay.
Let me look at what I need again. Right. Here's my presence again. Okay, that. And how many did I get from the stunt?
I don't really count that as a stunt, so you'll just take that your dice pool.
All right, so just 7 dice plus 1 success.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's 20s, not 10s. Oops, sorry. Ignore that roll.
That's fine.
Damn, that's a good roll.
Oh wow.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4.
7 successes altogether.
Enough. That's definitely enough. So
I'm not here to play games. I just want the truth. I don't care if you want to marry that fucker, but I want out of it.
Wait a sec. Which row were we ignoring?
No,
we were ignoring the D20s that I was rolling.
Yeah. And then he got
6 successes.
He got 6 successes. Yeah, seven because he spent a willpower
that I
spent
for.
Okay. That's the one I'm missing.
And then if you actually want to tell the truth, you have to roll 4 dice. So you might not even be able to tell the truth. Because that's the other thing that's important here. So you have to roll willpower to even be able to like talk to them about it.
I guess I'll try that then.
Okay. So you get 4 dice. Because I actually looked it up after the game. I found out that you actually get a penalty because of your flirting thing. So you actually only get to roll 4 dice because you rolled 5 before. Oop. So you only get 4. Okay.
Nope.
So that means
one too many.
oh. Well, you got the successes on the first 4 dice, so I'll still count that. It's still a really good roll. So you could probably break out from whatever, you could kind of return at least temporarily back to, so you can explain to them what's going on.
Yeah.
So you're able to speak freely at this point.
So what did Storms ask again?
Yeah, so you can repeat what you said.
Storm basically is asking like why sell her out and like what's the game? Like what do you get out of it?
Game. I don't know what the game is. Those tickets, there's some type of feel
Some type
weird,
of what?
compelled.
Are you saying you were brainwashed?
Not brainwashed. Clouded. Some type of power under.
Does it look like she's telling the truth?
You would have to roll read intentions for that.
Okay. What is read intentions?
That's perception socialize.
Perception plus what?
Socialize.
Socialize. Okay. I don't think my socialize is super good, but I will look. Socialize. Oh, I got 1 socialize, so. And I got 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 5 dice altogether.
Yeah, so you're trying to determine if she's lying. You only really need 2 successes for that.
All right.
And here comes the botch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you botch, you're like, oh, she must be lying. There's no such thing as magic tickets.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
Okay, that's good enough.
So I was like, oh, I don't do a lot of high numbers.
I think the way that you'd reason this out is that it'd be very unlikely for Miss to lie about magic like that, because she knows about this kind of thing. So if she was lying, it wouldn't really make sense for her to do that, because if she's telling the truth and she was being clouded by this magic, that she would be able to figure that out. Like she knows a lot more about magic than you do. So if she was telling the truth, it seems like it'd line up.
Okay, so I'm gonna just like let go of her throat and like just go, ah, fuck. This is so much easier when I hate you. Magic.
I have no idea why they are the way they are.
I'm sorry for that. I really thought you sold me out on purpose. I had no idea it was bullshit magic.
So, on the side of that, is she free of the tickets, or is it temporary? Or
It's temporary. So, like after the scene, you'd probably go back to the way you were before. But for now, you're able to coherently sort of speak as yourself. Because you did roll really well. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah. So for this scene, you can probably act more like yourself. But after the scene is over, you're probably going to go back to the way you were for the next, forever the duration is, which we don't really know out of character. So I can't really say. But you will return back to the way you were before after the scene. So for now, you can speak as yourself, though. I'll allow that.
I have no idea how long I have speaking these damn tickets. I don't know. It must be some type of gimmick this stupid love cruise has. Makes you feel obedient to your lover.
I don't think I feel obedient to the person I'm with.
Well, we're not with is 6, so.
I mean, Rainy, by the way, so you already know Rainy is already like very attached to Sun. So you're not sure if that's an effect of the ticket or if she's just acting normal. And like the weird thing is that how do I put this? Like you would if you get this information, you'd maybe start to realize that Lightning has been acting a lot like she's been acting like very close to you. Like she's been trying to sleep with you more and more, even though you've just met her like recently. But she's been like the whole joke she made the other day where she was talking about like banging your brother makes a lot more sense now because she's clearly loopy and.
I'll have to test this out later just to see if it is the tickets, because.
But she's been acting a lot more affectionate to you in particular, so that's like something you'd probably notice once Mist kind of points this out.
Okay. Now that I think about it, Lightning has been acting more... I'm just going to flush a bit, like, more in heat.
Right, your disguise is blown. I'm not sure how long I am free of the influence of the tickets. However, more than likely, once it gets a hold of me once more, I'd be compelled to inform the prince of your identity.
Well, then, we just gotta make sure you don't get back into his grasp.
Oh boy.
And what are you proposing there?
Well, let's. Mist has a negative towards me now, right?
That's right.
So I'm gonna use that and change into Mist.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking maybe I could take your place.
Basically, so she turns into you, just like so you get the visual of like She then transforms into you. Of course, she's not wearing your clothes, but besides that, you look. She looks the same.
And I will be right back. I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, no problem.
And change to someone else.
Yeah, I was gonna cut to Sun.
Okay.
I'm just standing there, just waiting for them to come out. And like,
the man comes back.
Heard the bang. I'm like close in and like try to listen in, just make sure what's going on.
Oh well, I was gonna say, so while you're waiting there, the man actually comes back with some medicine.
Oh, it is like I like hey, in like I guess I don't hear.
Yeah, because out of game, like they've only been gone for a little bit, so I don't think you would
Okay. I don't know where they went, so I'm not sure how close the room is and where like how loud that.
You didn't really see where they went. Yeah, they would probably be in a deck like above you, so they'd be in the other floor.
But I wouldn't be able to hear that. I'm assuming.
Probably not, unless you have like senses. And you were like specifically like listening for noises.
Okay, so there's sensory acute need prana.
Yeah, so if you have something like that, then you would probably be able to hear them.
Charm. Wait, what kind of charm?
I don't know what that actually does for you.
Hold up, let me check. Oh wait, that's not it.
Yeah, everyone should have their charms like listed on their sheet so they can like.
I have it listed on like a note, but I don't have.
No, but I mean like the actual effects should also be there too. Is what I mean. Because that's usually like when everyone else made their characters, like we had them like write the effects on the sheet also. Because otherwise they're useless, you know. There's no point in just having the name there if you have to look it up every time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you get double 9s on awareness rolls. So yeah, I'll let you roll, and then you get double 9s on this.
Okay. How much do these roll?
It's going to be your awareness plus your perception. And it costs you 5 motes.
6 notes and notes. They're gonna recharge?
Yeah, so when you wake up, they'd be, you'd have all your motes back.
Yep. So plus, and I get 2 9s separately.
No, basically what it means is that if you roll 9s, they count as doubles.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, okay. Roll 6.
Okay, so 1 success. So you do like if you're listening at the wall or something like that, you hear the reverberation of the noise, from the upper deck. And you can kind of hear whispering from the lower deck as the other person is coming up, but you can't really make out what they're saying. But the people are talking down there also.
So it's just like, I assume it's just like, whatever, probably like an accident.
Well, it definitely doesn't. No, it definitely doesn't sound like a normal noise. Like it doesn't sound like something's falling over. It sounds like something hit the side of the ship.
Oh, and I'm like,
But from the inside, obviously, so not like the thing is shaking, but like you hear like this. It's more It's more like you feel the vibration, I think, than anything. It's not just the noise. It's like you feel the.
So I'm gonna probably check that later on.
Okay.
Okay, so
like I said, the actual like man that you sent to get medicine, he comes back with like a bottle, and he says, maybe if you give her this, you'll feel better.
what is this? It look like what I can read it or?
Oh no! I don't. You see, there's a freaking skull with it. No, it's clearly you can't tell based on the label like what it is because it's not really labeled. It's just sort of like a bottle.
So I asked, what is this?
Standard sort of cold medicine. We had it in the storage room.
Nice. Thank you. I go back in, and I attempt to like the medicine.
Okay, so you give Rainey the medicine. Because it's like first stage medicine, she starts recovering like very quickly, like within a few minutes, and you can like visibly see that her she looks physically like slightly better, and she kind of sits up on the bed. She like reaches for her head like she has a headache. Thank you. Jeez.
Feeling much better, eh?
Yeah, kinda. Thanks, mister.
Okay.
Yeah, but Rainey kind of looks. Yeah, Rainey looks over at you and she's, yeah, I'm feeling a little better, thanks. I don't really remember what happened, but I came back here. I didn't feel so good.
Pardon me. Do you remember who I am?
Have we met? She like coughs a bit. No, I don't really know you. Sorry.
It's okay.
Really appreciate it though.
You're welcome. Oh shit.
You're like thinking to yourself in your brain, you're like, oh damn it. What happened?
What happened? Well, at least I'm not blinded by.
I don't really remember where I am either. Where are we?
We're in a cruise.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Say that. So you have no memory of how you managed to be the way you are.
She shakes her head. She's like, no idea. I know who I am. I think.
What?
She like holds her head again, like maybe I
What
don't.
is your name?
I don't know. I feel kind of confused. She like falls over onto the floor, like and she tries to get up. Like she's like sitting on the bed, and then she's like trying to think, and she like kind of slumps over and like falls over, and she's trying to like get up.
I'd like to
Okay. Maybe I shouldn't be walking around.
Yeah. I'm just like getting some. Yeah, it seems like struck you.
Well, you know, I don't know why you're being so helpful, but
Oh, I am.
I really appreciate it.
Oh, I am.
Who?
I am Captain Sun. At your service. More.
Thanks. You're my hero. Hero.
Oh,
Hero.
my hero! We can
Yeah, I did it. I did it. I'm a good guy. Wait, now she doesn't even remember me. Is that okay? I don't know.
Well, I did save her life, so hope you do, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, she didn't really look like she was gonna die, but yeah, let's go with that.
She had a fever, okay? Come on, man.
Well, she's clearly still not better.
Of course not. Oh, shit. Oh, he has to fix his side now. Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut back to. Wait, which mist am I gonna cut back to? Okay, fake mist. Here you go.
All right. So I just turned into mist, and
Correct.
He's gone.
Okay.
how is she reacting to that?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. I want to know what. I think she said BRB. She didn't say she came back, so I guess.
No. Okay, then I will just be mist by myself and entertain the crowd. Hello, mist. Hello.
I imagine you have like finger puppets. You're just like, oh, hello, hello. Okay, you know what? As a half a joke, I want you to roll willpower just to not like touch your own breasts or something like ridiculous.
Right? Is that my current willpower or max willpower?
Your maximum, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, is that out of character
Oh,
for you? I feel like that's pretty reasonable. 3 successes. Okay, so you don't do anything stupid like that.
Yes. It's like the one time I wish I had lower willpower.
I mean, you could do it, but you don't have to. So it's like, I was like, no, you totally have to do this, but you can still do it.
I'll do it later.
Joke. Later, yeah, when she's not looking.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? I'm back, by the way.
Oh, I made Dustin roll to see if he's gonna like try to feel up Mist's body or something. It's like, oh, these are nice vests. Like, no, kidding.
Ooh,
Man, I didn't realize how stacked Mist was.
Yeah, she is pretty stacked. Anyway,
How do you move around with these
so going
things?
back, so I'll move back to Sun. So you can keep talking with Rainey, or you can try to go get help or something like that. It's up to you.
I was gonna say, yeah, I to forget, but I was gonna say, I was gonna get your sword and be like, do you remember this? Like on the golden sword thing.
Oh, you're gonna show her the sword. Yeah, she remembers the sword. Like she picks it up and she kind of she doesn't swing it around, but she like holds it in her hand. She's like, yeah, I know what this is.
Does she remember the arm?
This?
Well, I mean, obviously she doesn't remember the arm. Like she's like, oh yeah, your arm. I remember that. I was like, what? You don't remember me, but you remember the? No, she doesn't.
I don't know. Memory worked weirdly. Like,
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think maybe that's a good point. Like she might, like if you ask her about the arm, she might remember things about like things you did, but she doesn't remember who you are, which seems very weird. Like,
I'll be right back. Stay right here.
I remember playing One Arm Bandit.
she like nods. She's like, okay, I'll stay here, Mr. Sun.
And then I step out and I start to look for a mist again.
Okay. Do you guys want to have a scene? Okay. So you see Mist like walking out of the entertainment onto the entertainment deck as you're going up the stairs.
Oh, hello, Lady Mist. I require some of your time.
Son, I think you would rather talk to the other Mist inside. Gonna wink.
I want to see his face. I honestly, I need to. I'm just like, wait, the other, wait, what?
What?
Shut up, son. And I'm gonna push her into the direction to where we were meeting.
Shut up, son.
Wait, stop.
Oh, I think even you'd be able to figure out what's going on now.
Sapphire? What are you doing? Whispering.
I figure that's gonna be our word from now on. Just shut up, son is like code.
the code phrase. Like that is a pretty clever idea. I like that.
What are you doing, Sapphire?
I'm just imagining in my head you're like playing dress up.
I'm like asking, I'm like whispering, like, what are you doing, Sapphire?
The tickets are compelling Miss to be more obedient to her partner. It might be cursed. So I'm taking her out of the equation.
Oh boy.
She's still alive, don't worry, yeah. She's just in the other room, so we kind of need to keep her out of sight for a few days till the cruise ends.
Funny thing.
Which is like 2 weeks, so.
Funny thing. Getting suspicions. We're getting these visions, these feelings of that, and now Rainy lost the memory. Doesn't remember who I am.
I legit cannot hear you, son.
Okay, so I pretty much said, okay, we have these visions now. Strange visions, you're filling the thread. And I just still has Rainy, and now she's like, doesn't remember who I am. And you're telling me that the tickets are somehow compelling her to like be the prince. Like,
Yeah, I think it might be something from the cruise. I'll look into it later tonight.
Of course. Definitely. Now we can talk about how you're not Topaz. We're gonna go.
He's like, how are we gonna explain what happened to Topaz? Like,
I don't know, just say he returned to his ship.
yeah, he totally went back to the ship. We never explained how he got here, so we'll just say he left. It makes sense.
I went ahead. How the hell we get here? Oh, he's already gone.
I'll say he's a blasted air dragon and flew.
I just love the way that you say that. You're like, oh, just say he's an air. You know, you misinterpret the terms. You're just like, just say he's like an air dragon or whatever, and he flew away. Like, I love that. That's so good.
But I know what do I say about that? Because I'm a dragon blooded, and I would know more.
Yeah.
But
Well, your sister's an air aspect, so yeah, you know they exist.
yes, but would they be able to fly away and they're like, hey,
I think they could probably glide. And they could probably fly if they were strong enough. But last time you saw Topaz, I don't think you're pretty sure he couldn't learn to fly in like a month. Maybe he could, you know. But he could probably glide. I think.
don't know. Akira Toriyama is to be believed. You know, Vidal picked it up pretty quickly. So why not
there you go.
Topaz in Exalted?
So maybe. I'm not sure if there's a power that lets them fly, but I'm pretty sure they could glide like really easily. And flying wouldn't be that difficult, but I don't think he'd be able to do that at his level, even if he was.
He can fall with style.
But yeah, he definitely can do that.
That's not flying; it's falling with style.
Right.
what? Online, I'm sorry.
To infinity and beyond.
Anyway, should we go back and have that conversation with Mist and?
Yeah. So I wanted to have that conversation. Yeah, like so before Mist leaves Mist in the room, I wanted to know what Mist thought about Mist.
Mm-hmm. So we're rewinding the tape and having Mist talk to Mist.
Yeah.
What do you think? Pretty good, no?
You look ridiculous in that outfit. What trickery is this?
I don't know how, but yesterday I found I could use this ability to change into some people. I used it to turn into my brother.
Yes, I thought he looked somewhat familiar. You both look somewhat alike.
Yes, he was one of the few people I thought of when I trust to turn into.
So what, do you really think I'm about to let you walk out of here looking like that?
Well, if you would like to give me your clothes, I could wear them.
Oh.
Oh boy, what is this? Spicy.
About to do that? I mean, you really think I'm about to let you leave looking like me?
Echo chamber.
Well, if you want to spend the rest of your life as a slave, I suggest you do.
You mean if you don't want to?
Hmm?
You said if you want to spend the rest of your life as a slave. I think you meant to say if you don't want to.
Sorry.
Right.
I'm eating as well, so I'm kind of. Some of my words are like.
That's fine.
Choking
That's
down
fine.
food.
I understand what you meant. I'm just like, oh, wait a minute. What?
Wait, where did you get that food? You can materialize that too?
No.
Sorry.
No, it's
We're in
fine.
a dining cart, no?
Just keep. Yeah, you kind of are. So like, that's not really that weird. I think you would be like in a food like.
It is an airplane.
I have to spend my lunch hours patrolling the area. I have not eaten yet. That's beyond the point. Look, as far as the prince is aware, Storms is dead. So, and if you do not go anywhere near him, you have no reason to compel to tell him the truth of that matter. And while you are not with him, I will search for the tickets and possibly destroy them and see if they have any effect on you then. Or I will find a way to break the curse.
Well, as far as I'm aware, I am not sure whether the magic works with proximity or whether it'll just take a hold of me anyways. And secondly, you really think I'm about to let it slide that you threatened me? You're sadly mistaken. Though
Well, we'll call it even, and then I'll forget that you sold me out to the...
There are some rather lewd metaphors I'm thinking of here. That is to say that...
Oh, wow. Sorry, there was some thunder. I'm like...
What was that?
Oh, that's not.
That was
The sky is shattering
That was
here.
some thunder.
Shattered sky.
Just shattering.
I usually hear it on the...
Azara, it's finally happened.
behind me.
It's like the fourth wall coming down, perhaps.
Sorry about that.
Look, I'm sorry for what I felt I had to do, but it is far better than just killing you like I planned to outright. Now let me do this, and I will leave you alone for good after the cruise.
It is
You may not...
somewhat... I mean, people usually say that they want to be inside of you, but never to that degree. Under different circumstances, it might even be interesting experimentation. However, you lack any amount of tact whatsoever. You really think you can pull off being me?
Well, it's better than you being you at the moment and telling everyone our secrets.
Frankly, I do not know what to think of this.
Well, then do what I do. Don't think of it. Just act. Now, why don't you run along to my room for the rest of the trip, and after this whole affair is over, we can say our goodbyes.
Hello?
Oh?
I just like, is this a dramatic pause?
Really long for that.
She is thinking.
Okay. No problem.
She is thinking. Mostly because I fired a question in your direction, Nova.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. There we go. I will answer. Let's see. So this would be.
Besides, I spent an entire lot of months with you. I'm sure I can knock out your personality. All right. The princess had what? A few days?
Hmm.
Well. Sorry, I'm just. They're asking me something, so I'm answering.
Okay. I will quickly get some juice because I'm out of drink.
Actually, I don't even really feel like it'd be.
Okay, if you say so.
The only reason I'm asking you through PM
Oh yeah,
is,
no, it's fine.
you know,
Yeah, because you
I
wouldn't
don't really want
know.
to
Right, of course.
choice
No, that was a
such
good thing.
name.
That was a good thing to ask me because technically you wouldn't want to say that.
Is I'll type it in there.
Uh-huh.
All right, I am back.
Okay.
Talking like mist all night.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yay. We're gonna have a misty night. That's one thing.
So it was. We're going back to the part where. So I think at that point would Mist actually go back to Storm's room, or would you suggest something else?
Well, I suggested she would like stay in like my room or something like that since I'm dead.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. I said, is she gonna go back there, or is she gonna suggest something else? Because it's either you stay in her room or you stay in the supply closet waiting for.
I mean, I think I sent Sun to that way anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah, because Sun would see her, like, well, Sun is not there right now, but he would see her come in later, or he would probably know that she's there, but no one else would.
Yeah, just fired off another question.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Blah, blah, blah. Whoops. Huh. Tab.
I know the OOC questions. This is when I get an arrow to the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be like, now, Mist is like, can I throw my knife so it ricochets off the ceiling and hits Storms in the back of the head?
What if it hits you in the back of it? Because the knife is
No, but then I'm like, no. But after the game, we're like, why do you do that? It's like, oh, because I wanted to help the prince. And we're like, what?
I mean, to be fair, at least like that's a more adequate reason than Silvered.
Honestly, it is. Yeah. At this point, like her being like willing to do that kind of thing makes more sense than that scene.
No, I'm not pulling a silver at all. Yeah, the only reason I'm asking my questions in PM is I don't want to influence you by asking them
I understand.
outside
I'm just making
of PM.
It's basically like, can I do this? Is this okay? Can I do this? Because like it's kind of vague how this works. So it's like,
the textbook definition of it. So I'm thinking if it fits into that, then yeah, that's the way I've been playing it.
yeah, okay. If you want to do it that way, I don't mind. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be that way, but if that's how you want to do it, that's fine with me too.
I've been playing it more towards the
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
actual,
No, that's what, yeah.
definition rather than in mind. So
yeah, that is
exactly
the intent.
Sure,
so
what,
I understand.
what you meant.
No, I understand. Yeah, that's the intent. So I think that if you think that you would do it that way, then that's fine. Because it's still, because the weird thing is that it's not like if you think that's how it would go, then that's what happens. So yeah.
Ominous.
Like, well, if the prince commanded me to, would I stab Storms in the back? I mean, technically, the answer is yes, but that's not what they're asking. So hopefully he doesn't ask you to do that. I mean, at one point he did, but that was, that's no longer an issue now. Yeah. Right. No, that makes sense. Okay. So you can so we can carry I want to kind of move things forward, so we'll just kind of move things along.
Well,
so I'm assuming that you would Yeah. So the idea would be you would go back to Storm's room and then Storms would go to see the prince, I guess. Would be how this goes.
I guess so.
Okay.
Unless she's still motivated by that truthful role.
Well, the idea is that
what I was asking.
Oh, okay. So if you would still be able to like tell her. Actually, that's a funny thing. So you actually, because here's the funny thing, I can talk about this because you have common sense. So you already know. So this is something you're talking to me about, but I think I can talk about it now because you have common sense. So you in character would know this. That you know that once this wears off, you'd probably just go back to him. Anyway, so you would probably tell Storms like, "Hey, tie me up or something," because otherwise I'm gonna walk back to where he is. Because if you're saying that out of character, that's technically like I can clue you in character that you would know that because you have common sense.
Yes, well, the common sense would say to tell Storms that as well. The reason I was asking out of character though is that it fit in with like negative ties and betrayal and such. Whether she'd be compelled to tell the truth regarding that, or
you're allowed to talk about that because we're not done with the conversation, so you can bring that up. Moving things a little bit. So basically, Dustin, what they were trying to say was that like, if you don't like tie me up, I'm probably just gonna like walk back to where he is and tell him what's going on. Once this wears out, Yeah, she's telling Storms that like, hey, if you don't like tie me up, I'm probably just gonna like walk back to where he is because I'm gonna be under the spell again.
All right, then I will. Trying to think of what I actually have to tie her up with.
Well, there's probably rope in the supply closet.
All right,
Yeah,
so I'll just grab.
I was mostly asking out of character. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't want to influence you in character by knowing
Right.
what I was asking out of character, basically.
Yeah.
How long, like, if she went back to the room, would she, you know, essentially, this truthful thing lasts until the end of the scene, so she's compelled to leave the room straight away and put
All
the
right,
kibosh
so
on things.
I'll just grab some rope and tie her up. Like, is there a rope tying skill? Like,
No, you don't need to roll for that. It's fine. You can tie her up. Actually, so that changes the scene. Actually, so I love the idea of like Sun walking up and he sees Mist carrying Mist in like ropes, like.
probably her mouth is gagged too. Like,
Yeah, that's hilarious. Like, and Sun's just like, what the hell?
What?
Oh God, you didn't take her clothes as well, did you?
Oh my God, yes.
What?
So she's like in her underwear and she is tied up and Storms is wearing her clothes and is also her.
Like, what did I miss here?
What is this? He slaps himself like.
there was like a lot of that cursed tickets. A lot of the Mist is might go insane. She's tied up for her own good. She's going into my room.
What?
Actually, I'm just gonna like.
She mumbles through the gag.
I'm just gonna toss Miss at Sun. Here, you take care of her. I'm gonna go meet the prince.
What the fuck?
Give Sun an awkward glance.
After that, like an awkward silence, and after that awkward silence, like, what the fuck did you guys do?
This is probably the weirdest session we've ever had.
What did you do?
What?
I did what I had to do. Now, be a good boy and take her to one of our rooms. Make sure she doesn't get out.
Want me to take her to your room, milady?
Which lady are you talking to?
It's you. Storms.
Okay.
You're the one who can talk.
Let's see. Sorry, what was the question again? I need to turn up my volume. My volume thing's not working.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Okay, thank God I have
I hear
keyboard
him, so
shortcut.
I'll tell you what he said. I'll tell you what he says. But I didn't hear that one.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
I said, where do you want me to take her? Like, where do you want me to take her to your rooms?
One of our rooms.
Yeah, so that,
Preferably going, because I don't want Lightning to see tied up Mist in our room. It would be very
oh
awkward.
damn! That's what I was gonna do next. I was waiting for that. I was like, I wanted to see Lightning's face. Like,
Yeah.
but that's fine. So yeah, you can show Rainy instead.
Oh.
And tell Lightning what's going on, so she doesn't worry about me.
So I go to my room, and not ratings. And
Oh hey,
we have a problem. Yes.
who's that? She's like looking at
Don't worry about the person.
I didn't order room service.
This is a room service. We've
I don't really want that. You know, I'm into guys. You know, I mean,
no.
we could do a three-way, but I think it'd be kind of awkward. I don't even know you.
I don't know. Lock her somewhere, like in a room, somewhere in the bedroom. Like nobody will go.
I mean, there's a bathroom, and then there's like a dresser. But the only other like room that you would have to like put her in is the bathroom.
So bathroom and the dresser. Okay.
So you could either lock her in the dresser or throw her in the bathtub or something.
I'm like, oh my god, is she gonna be our paradox? Oh, Steven Universe.
So, I have no idea. Just okay, you're going here, dresser, throw like a cape on top of you, something like that. You put that on somehow. Okay. Don't. And I check the room for like sharp things or anything like that.
Okay.
And like, okay, hold up.
Why?
Like, it's possible.
What, you're gonna like cut the rope?
Yeah. Like, basically, investigations from watchmen to follow to be like the anything.
So wait, what do you try to do? I'm confused.
I'm trying to find anything sharp or anything that will cut it.
I mean, I think Mist has her knife still. Like, you guys,
We're close to remove
she still has that.
Okay, take those. Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you're right. So then Storms would have the weapon. So if you want something sharp, well, there's the sword. Rainy still has that, so you could use that.
No, in the dresser. In the dresser.
Oh, in the dresser? Well, there's like I don't think there's anything sharp in there. Maybe like a coat hanger or something like that you could use, like something like that.
I'm not trying to use them.
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to get anything sharp that I could use. Cut the rope away. Because I told okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could break the rope. I don't think you understand. You're exalted. Like, you don't need something. You could just break your rope with your bare hands.
I'm attempting to find things that I can cut it and keep it away from the rope.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't think there'd be anything. Oh, okay. So I don't think there'd be anything like in the dresser that she could use to cut the rope. No. Okay, I misunderstood what you were saying. I'm like,
you stay here. I'm gonna lock this. You keep quiet. I'll bring food sometimes, maybe. I have eyes on you.
is this some kind of S&M cruise? Like, Rennie's just like asking you this, like, what's going on? Like, is this part of the?
Let's just say that someone's been doing bad things around here. We somehow caught him, and it's confusing.
Okay, so after you lock Mist away, are you gonna do what Lightning did? Or not Lightning? You're gonna do what Storms did and tell Lightning what happened.
Don't mind them. They might inform you. Don't get involved. They're rather bad. I must inform someone something. What did Storms want me to tell Lightning about?
She basically just wanted you to explain the situation, but I think it's funny because I remember reading this post. Like Storms already did it, but there's this meme that someone brought up in the RPG community where they're like, if you want to just tell someone, like refill them on a situation, it's better if you just do like do and then move on, so that we don't have to have this whole like thing. I know that Storms already did that, but I remember someone else posted this like thing where it's like, if you're gonna do this in the game, just kind of like don't even bother like explaining it in detail. Just like we can move on if you just do like do, and then that's what happened. So I
didn't realize that was a meme.
Yeah, so her reaction is sort of just like, yeah, I think Storms can handle herself. You know, she's a tough girl. You know, I trust her. If this is her plan, then.
I was gonna say, okay, so hello, like something. Oh, what is it? Fast forward.
And then she's just like, yeah.
Well, it's usually what I do. Yeah.
I think Storms can
When
handle herself.
rolling.
What do you do?
She's like willing to accept whatever's happening. It's like, okay. Sure, she knows what she's doing.
It's a very comfortable situation.
Inside Storm's mind. I hope I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. So we cut back to Storms. So you're like going up to the prince, like you're on deck with him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he sees you, and he just kind of is looking out on the ocean. And again, like as you approach the water, you get that sort of unsettling feeling as you're next to him.
Mm-hmm. A rather nice view, is it not?
It is. Yes. I'm so happy there aren't any more things to interrupt this moment.
Yes. Maybe now we can relax.
It's peaceful. Yes. Well, it will be peaceful until that woman comes. I hope she doesn't plan on doing anything brash. From what I heard, the captain is more intelligent than that.
I'm just going to nod a bit. I have no idea what he's talking about.
So he looks. So I think what I'd want to do in this situation is just sort of have this really awkward like romantic montage between the two of you, where he's like taking you around the ship and he's like looking at you, and like he's like playing like all these like you know, we have these different shots of like him and you like laughing and having fun, and like that kind of thing is happening.
Inside, I'm like, God damn it, I'm a lesbian. Why do I have to play this?
Inside, you're dying.
Yeah.
Help me. Okay, so let me see what I was gonna do next here.
I'm just imagining like in some scenes like he's about to kiss. Oh, sir. Try to escape.
I want to see that scene. So he tries to like at one point he tries to like lean in. What are you gonna do?
Sir, Your Royal Highness, you must try to escape.
I'm just going to. I'm gonna act like Mist and just kind of play a tease, like kind of lean in and then like go past him, like.
He's like laughing. He's like, yes, you're quite playful. I like it.
Just like I like it more in bed.
He's like grinning, and then almost to interrupt the moment, there's this sort of announcement coming over the speaker, where the captain, you can hear the captain's voice being like, all guests please report to the rooms. All guests please report to the rooms. We have an important announcement.
I guess we should return to our room.
Well, if we must. He sort of chuckles. I should have them demoted for interrupting us like this, but if it is an emergency, then we must play along.
I like go over and like, what's going on?
Yep.
They're cool, like, what's happening?
Okay,
Or, like,
so
happens.
everyone sort of gets gathered around in the hallway, and the captain starts to. So she basically says to everyone, she like holds out her hands, and she says, or actually she doesn't hold out her hand, but she like kind of puts her hand up towards the doors. And she says, I meant to explain this earlier, but there were some interruptions, so I figured I'd get to it. You see, the keys that you have are not simply normal keys. They allow you to access a special feature of these rooms. If you have the key in your possession, you're able to modify the room to your liking. In any way that you like, in any sort of fashion that you can imagine.
I've already made a popcorn machine.
A bit hard to...
I was gonna say the kid is really not loud. Geesh.
Oh, that's the ice machine.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, yes, you can modify the room any way that you can imagine, as long as you have the key. You can change the aspects of the room, change the dimensions of the room, even change the physics of the room in any way that you feel is reasonable for your enjoyment. The only thing you aren't really able to do, as they explain, is you aren't really allowed to create. You can create objects, but you can't create like an infinite number of things, and you also aren't able to generate like money or valuables or anything like that.
Okie dokie.
Fascinating.
And so is there anything that either of you would like to do to your rooms? That would actually be an interesting sort of question.
I'm not in my room, so.
What is... Well, the dressers are very sort of big and sort of lofty. Okay, so what's the room? Okay, well, I need to make like a fucking map over here. So there's a bathroom, there's a dresser.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna screen this actually. That's what I view.
Okay. No problem.
No problem, Batman. Okay, so here's a Microsoft Teams. Yes.
Okay.
The beef. Where's beef?
And I don't have my own key right now, or I have my own key, but not.
Yeah.
Sure.
See, the interesting thing about that is that you have your own key, but you don't have Miss. Technically, you have Miss Key, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything for you.
Okay.
Okay, so there's.
I think it does. I actually have to look that up because I remember I specified that. But you have both your keys. I have to check to see if you can actually use her key real quick. Because I think you... Oh, I wrote it in the other sheet, I think. I did. Okay, let me go grab it. So I wrote that. I specifically made a rule for that. Like, if you have someone else's key and just see what happens. I think it only works if Mist has it, but I'll double check.
Okay.
I think it's more that she can't do anything to your room, but okay, now here it is. Okay, so let's see. So it says if blah blah can change. Storms can change the key to that room in their possession. The user can change. So actually, yes. So if you have Mist's key, you can actually change Mist's room, but only her room. So you can't, So you can do that, yeah.
Okay, so this is what I've got so far. In what is right now the room, I'm assuming. Is there a window?
Correct.
Is there a window here?
Well, there's only one bed, and there is a window, yes. But the window is behind the bed.
Oh. But it's like...
I'm just like, with the key, we can make 2 beds.
You could make another bed.
Okay, so... Like over here? Window?
Yeah, basically. I just realized this is kind of like Homestuck, or The Sims, but it kind of literally is, except a lot more abstract than that.
Okay, so now new room. There's the
Wait, what's not going to record what?
It starts in 1 minute.
What are you doing? What's happening? Oh, because you turned the TV off. So yeah, while Carl is doing that, I'm kind of curious as to what you're doing. Because you have both keys.
Yeah. I'm like, can I just make a secret passage between my room and Mrs. room?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
And nobody
technically, actually, see, I'm curious about that. I guess technically you can't alter the outside of her room. So in theory, like, you couldn't make a passageway to her room physically, but like if you did it another way, like
okay,
you could make,
I had 2 keys that I could like.
Oh yeah, so
and
actually,
they're right
put
next
it
to each
that
other.
way. I think if you had both keys, you could probably do something like that.
Okay, cool.
Because if you only had one, I don't think it makes sense for you to be able to just make a doorway into her room. But I think if you had both, you could probably do that. Yeah, because you could make a spatial. Because the only way that you'd be able to do it, you wouldn't be able to make a physical, because you can't change the outside of the room.
Nobody else would know about the alterations, right?
Well, you don't know who is aware of what.
Okay, so, but like I can't like, I don't have to say out loud what changes. Like, oh, I want this.
Well, the other players don't know what you're doing necessarily, but or the other characters don't know. But
that's one. Okay, what do the other?
Yeah, because you're basically doing this all in your own room, and they can't see into your room. They can't. But
then it's like,
is there anything?
I mean, this could probably see.
So I was explaining to Dustin. So essentially, the only way you'd be able to do it is if you made this doorway that was basically like didn't literally, like, it would, if you open the door, it would bring you into her room, but you couldn't like physically do it. Does that make sense? You have to do it like magically, but you could still do it. But you'd have to basically just imagine a doorway that would take you into her room, which you could do, and then it would appear.
So I'm also just going to make a mirror just to hide the fact that I'm like doing other shit, because
So what do you mean like a mirror? Because I think
Like-
there would already be a mirror in the room.
Okay, then I'll make the mirror more fancy, like just to toy around
Okay,
with
that's
the
not too
thing.
difficult.
Just to show the
Okay.
friends, like, oh,
So
I'm doing this.
The main thing you want to do is basically just make a doorway then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of difficult, but you could do it. I just need to check because it doesn't really defy a lot of spatial limits. So I think what you basically have to do is you're going to roll perception plus your plus an ability of your choice. So an ability to like bridge the two rooms would
You
be
mean manipulate.
you can choose an ability you think makes sense for that. But you're basically just visualizing the so whatever ability you'd use to visualize it. So I think for this it'd probably be like an occult because you're trying to make like a magical doorway.
I'm like, you had to pick my worst skill.
Well, did you have a better idea?
Um. Uh, mm, not really. Unless I can somehow
Okay.
like get presence.
Um.
Oh no! How about
make-
war? It's an escape room.
Ah. You know, if you want to view it like that, sure. I guess it would take a different form then, but you could do that. So it wouldn't be a doorway. So you'd have to visualize it as an escape route.
Well, I was visualizing
wouldn't-
it as a secret passage.
Right. So you're making it more like that. Okay. I understand.
In case I need to escape.
Okay, so yeah, I could buy that. Sure. So it wouldn't really take the form of a doorway, but you're literally making like a secret entranceway that is more like a foxhole than anything. Because if you visualize as specifically something like that, I would definitely buy war.
Okay,
Or
so
a tunnel.
manipulation
It's like a tunnel.
and yeah, war.
So it's going to be perception and war, and the difficulty is
perception and
going to be
war?
fairly. Yeah, perception and war.
Okay, I thought you said deception, so I was like, does he mean manipulation?
No, I meant perception, and also you have to spend a willpower for this.
Okay, there goes my last willpower.
Yeah. Okay.
Good on you. What do you think
I'm
of
just
my my
I like it. I mean, you'll have to roll for everything after you're done, but I want to know what you're doing.
Okay, so
can
I'm
see what you're
thinking
doing.
I have
But first,
bad.
I want to have Dustin roll. So
Alright, perception. War. Okay. One success.
So what you realize is that essentially the way this works is you okay, I just had to check something. So essentially what happens is you're like physically like literally shaping this almost like with your mind. And so what happens is you kind of move over to the corner where you want to make this tunnel and you start trying to focus, but it's very difficult for it to like manifest like physically, like you're trying to meld this tunnel between the two of your rooms and you just struggle to actually like physically put it into being. So like you kind of start making sort of an alcove underneath the room where the tunnel would start, but then it kind of you hit a block, like a mental block, and you just can't really finish it. Like physically, it's very difficult, and it's kind of straining on you to do this because you're literally like you're melding this with your mind. It takes a lot of physical like effort, and you kind of are exhausted, especially after having to deal with mist before. Like you're drained mentally. But besides, so you basically don't finish that. But with the mirror that you were able to make, that worked out fine for you.
Okay. I'll just play it off like that's what I wanted to make. So
That's fine. Now for Carl, so you wanted to build all of this stuff. So I can kind of see what you're doing here. None of this would actually be super complicated. So your roll is going to be a little easier.
With the hidden door and the soundproof thing?
Okay.
Or?
So what ability do you want to use for this? Stealth? I could see stealth working because you're trying to hide a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
But if you had a better idea, then you can use something else.
Stealth, check one of my abilities, correct?
Yeah, one of your abilities. Because you have to pick the ability that you'd use to visualize the changes that you're making. So I thought stealth would work if you're trying to. Intelligence is a stat, though.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Oh, so it's only abilities and stealth and another one, right?
Perception.
Wait, what?
You're using perception and then one of your abilities. So I suggested stealth because you're trying to hide things.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you have a better idea, then.
But you, if 4 plus 3, so.
Okay. And then do you want to use? So you have to spend a willpower to change the room around, also.
I use 2.
Yeah, because then you can also add a success. That's correct. Yeah, you can do that. And then did you want to use your excellency at all?
Excellency?
You can still do that. Yeah, because you can add dice if you want.
What would it cost?
It's 1 mote per die for an excellency.
Okay, so it's stealth is 3 dots, so that would be
And what's your perception though?
Perception. 4. 7.
Huh?
That would be 7 dice in total. Perception is 4.
4, so then you could double it up to 14 if you wanted maximum. But you don't need to do that if you don't want.
Okay, how much would that be? How many motes?
It would be 7 if you want to do the maximum. Because then you'd get 14 dice plus your.
Okay, now
willpower. Okay, so 7 motes. Are you spending personal or peripheral?
Personal.
Okay, and then
I have 1 left.
I'll give you another extra success and your willpower back because you drew everything out. Because I think that's basically like you visualizing everything. Unless you want to I don't think you really need to stunt it because I feel like you drawing it out kind of works. So you get 2 automatic successes and you get your willpower back, and then you.
Okay, so
you just roll.
Automatic successes.
Yeah.
14, not 12.
Yeah, 14. Sorry, 14 dice. Okay, so that's 6. So 7, 8. Yeah, so you can eat.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're able to very easily rearrange the room the way that you're drawing it here. Oh, and then he leaves. Great.
Damn it, Jesus, that's a lot of successes.
Is it recording?
The sun's much better at this than I am.
Mom?
Yes.
Is it okay? I want to make sure. I don't know why you'd be watching it if it was.
Meanwhile, there is the question I asked about that.
Okay, hold on.
So
Let me
could
check.
probably do that while waiting for Carl.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so that would be.
Oh, sorry about that. I accidentally clicked out. I was trying to
That's
my
fine.
kick off again, and I had to fix that up.
How many successes would you say?
I don't think it'd be more than one that you'd need. Maybe. I mean, the room is kind of moving around you at the same time, so it'd be kind of difficult. Maybe two, just so that you
it's going to
couldn't
be it's going to be a very tough role.
Yeah, because you have to imagine that you're moving while this is happening, so it's a little more difficult.
What's going on?
You don't know, because you're moving the room around.
I don't know. You could probably hear some. Yeah.
Well, it's soundproof, so I don't think you hear
Shifting
anything.
around in the dresser, but yeah.
Am I in the room?
Well, once you're done shaping the room, yeah, you're in the room.
Okay.
But yeah, you definitely hear like shifting noises from inside of the dresser before you move her into the other room.
Okay, come along. We're here. Have a nice mini room, like royal and like really like shiny and stuff.
So what are you
Hmm?
So like you walk in and into the room?
Into the secret, into my room, or
Never
yeah.
mind. Okay.
I walk in the room and it's like really cool. It sort of looks a bit military and royalty at the same time. It has that nice stone carpet.
Yeah.
Has the like the weapon holders inside the dresser. I can put my spear there, so I don't have to like.
Carry it around everywhere.
Yeah.
That's good.
And throw on the ground when I'll go to sleep.
It reminds you of home. Home.
Da-da-da. Everything. What was that?
Hmm?
What was that?
What was that?
That like mashing.
You're hearing things.
Yeah, probably. He's just hearing things. So what are you gonna do after that you're done with the room? I mean, besides putting your weapons away and stuff like that.
And like pushing like if I have food, you get like a royal dine, you food freaking like meal somehow snuck in. Using this fancy ass food, I imagine.
Okay.
More like it's like really aquatic in nature. Nature. And I would say I would imagine like model it after the house of the house like mansion thing. Like everything there.
Right there. Yeah, that would make sense. So like Mist House. That makes sense.
Yeah, because we've actually been to Mrs. house.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Pretty much, it looks like that. And he's like, oh, hey.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to do for the rest of the session? Because I only have one more thing I really need to do before I wrap up.
Okay, so I have the whoop-de-doo and the like little raining, and she's fine. She's like, oh, what the hell's going on?
I mean, she's still not okay, but she's not sick.
What is her reaction? She's like, oh.
I think she's just kind of like she doesn't really have a problem with the other bed. She's just kind of feeling it and like kind of like laying down in it. And she's like, I'm kind of tired, but I'm starting to feel better.
Right. That's good.
I probably just need some rest.
Ooh, your room got acoustics now.
What?
Yeah, basically.
I heard an echo from Nova, making a joke.
Oh.
It is a lot bigger. Which, by the way, if you make the room any bigger on the inside, you can actually do that. So if you open the door on the outside, it'll actually be bigger on the inside.
That's the intention of a lot of things I did.
That's fine, because you are allowed to do that.
So, what was up with his room? He made like a big window or something.
Yeah, can you show the room again?
Oh. I didn't know that the room was being shown.
I showed it earlier.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the video chat.
Is it just not working now? Oh, okay, no. There we go.
Because I accepted it and I accidentally put it up.
Is it a small window or a wall length window? I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Well, I'm not sure how the window before was, so I'm just like guessing the window, and it's in the middle. So I'm not sure how they look.
She's talking about the one in her. She's talking about the one in her room, I think.
Oh, in the small room.
So Mist's in there at the moment.
Yes.
No, I was talking about the What is in Mist's hidden room then?
Yeah, because it's up to Sun. He made your room.
And it looked fancy and cool and stuff. And a dresser in there and stuff.
Technically, if there was a window there, it wouldn't really lead anywhere because it would basically just lead into the hallway.
No, I was mostly asking what the window was for in the main room.
Oh, okay, that one. Yeah, that's up to him.
Is that like a massive window or just some weird circle thing on the other side of the room? Or
I'm not sure. Like I
just
didn't
having
know
a hard time.
Like I was imagining.
He said it was like an aquarium, right? Like that's what you said.
Me? Like I was imagining one of like staring over here, but you said it was over here, so I'm not sure. So it might be like this.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to look like.
That's what's supposed to look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might be like this.
What's on the other side of that window?
In the main room? well, if you out of that window, you can see the water, so that's why it's that way. Because if you like the way it's oriented, it's supposed to be like the window is out towards the ocean. Although technically, like the way the rooms are set up, I think it might have been on the other side. But if you put the window there, then yeah, it would still be facing out the same way.
So I should put it.
Yeah, technically that's where it was supposed to be.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
So back to Mist's hidden room, where she's just tied up on a bed or something.
This episode's brought to you by Interior Decorating.
This
Here's an artist.
episode is brought to you by Better Homes and Gardens.
Rooms to go, guys. Rooms to go.
Rooms to go.
IKEA.
That one's
so what?
pretty
There's
good.
just a bed in there. What's the deal with the hidden door?
It's like a wall, pretty much, and there's a hidden door in the wall that leads to your room.
Oh, you went silent, Carl.
Hello?
No, I heard it.
I can't hear him at all. I see his thingy movie, but
Okay, so hello. I was saying that
oh, there we
What
go.
that the hidden door is pretty much a door. I mean, a wall. It looks like a wall, but it's pretty much a hidden door that this door actually like in a lock somehow. Like,
what is it? Just a sliding panel or something like that?
I would argue it's something more complicated than that. It's like some I gotta like knock 3 times or like boom 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 like some secret trick.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it
gotta
is
press
magic,
right.
so technically. So he could
So
make it function however he wants it to.
It's like only secret technique I know. So like
So basically-
it needs.
Yeah, so only Sun can open the door. No, you know what? So here's the joke. I definitely imagine you got the idea from Rainey because that's how she opens her door. No, I'm serious. Like that's what's funny to me. You'd be like, "Hey, Rainey, how would you hide the room?" She'd be like, "Well, if it was me, I would probably make it some kind of password." You know, that's how my math works. And you'd be like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." I feel like that was her idea
You can't prove it.
because it's literally. Okay, fine. She's like, it's my copyright. You can't use my password. So you just make up your own password.
I just imagine Storm's like, after failing to make the room her own, it's like, why don't you choose how her room is, honey?
So Miss just in a fancy room with a complicated door, or just a sort of supply closet with a bed?
It's a room.
I think he'd probably make it's a room.
It's a
Yeah, but
room.
what does the room have in it?
So fun.
I mean,
And
I
now
know it's
there's
got a bed.
Shit.
Does it have anything else in there to make it look fancy?
How would you say?
Yes.
Like,
I mean, you're the one
say,
who made the room, so.
I would say, it's just typical fancy royalty thing, like,
It's what Sun thinks is royal.
well, he's been royalty, so he would know. But he would say, what's in fashion right now? I don't know. I don't care. Here you go.
So like, if Carl doesn't,
It's what I said.
if he can't actually like describe what's in the room, then it's basically just a bed. It probably some dressery or something like. There might be curtains or things like that. And you'd have your own dresser, I guess. I think that's what it is.
For whatever reason.
Is that a bath?
this dress bath shower.
Okay.
So what? She's got a bath that she can't get to. Does the bath function?
Yes.
Well, like you're also a water dragon. Can't you just make water?
Make your own water and get out of here.
Which
I love this logic of like
Carl.
No, I love this concept of like son trying to build a house for people in The Sims or something, and he accidentally like locks them in. Like he doesn't know how to build it correctly.
he raises the door. They're locked in forever.
He doesn't give them a ladder for the pool.
He puts in the ladder, then raises it, and they drown.
Exactly.
Fish! I modded that in! You're Soros, why are you drowning?
He made a room entirely out of stoves just so they would start a fire.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Done it before.
You monster. Okay, stop screenshot.
I think I did that in The Sims once when I was really bored. I was just like, I'll just like give a room each with like one necessity, and then lock them in.
So going back to the prince, I think he'd be mostly fine with the way the room is, and if nothing else, I'll be thinking about it. Like he's like, oh, well, if I decide on anything, I'll let you know. But it seems
That sounds good.
I already have a palace.
Oh, that might be interesting to use as well.
Ooh.
You do not.
Okay.
That's true. You do not need two palaces.
Exactly. So there was one other thing I wanted to talk to you about, because I remember last session, before I wrap up, so there was one thing I wanted to talk to you about from last session, because you said you wanted to talk to the captain.
Oh yeah.
Storms.
I'm just like, fuck. How do I do this now?
Right. That's kind of what I was going to ask you about. You could change your plan, but you're still on a contract. So if you want to violate your contract and not be storm sensitive, I'm going to make you a limit.
Sorry, what was that?
I said you can just not go through with that, but then I'm going to make you roll limit for it.
Yeah, I will not do that because.
Okay, so then just roll 2 dice for me.
No, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go do the meeting.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. I misheard what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna basically
roll.
When the prince isn't looking, you're gonna you're gonna tell him you need to do something, and then.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, if you would excuse me, I need to get a little. I think I'm getting seasick.
He nods. He's like, "All right," and he lets you go.
Okay, so basically, I'm gonna step out of the room and like change my form back to like my own form, and then head to the captain's quarters. Yeah. Do I need? Does it cost motes to change back to my own form?
Yes. Cost you 4 still. Because you're technically shapeshifting.
How much essence do I get back after a scene?
So it's the idea that you would have slept, so you already get all your motes back from last time.
Okay.
And then any that you've spent, you just spend those. And then I could assume it's been at least an hour, so you can get 5 back.
All right, so I'll just yeah. Spend the 5 again to
Turn back into yourself.
all right. So yeah, I'll go to the captain's quarters. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm wearing Mrs. dress probably still. So
Mm-hmm. But
So now you look like a woman that looks like a guy that's wearing a dress.
I think the captain would be a bit confused, unless because you could get your old clothes back because you probably left them in the
sure, I'll just quickly step into my room, like change into
because you left them in the
my
closet, so
clothes.
you could just go get them again.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll do that. And like,
And you could always just get new clothes from Mist's room anyway.
yeah. So yeah, I'll change back into my clothes and then see the captain.
Right. So you go to see the captain.
Surprise room thing.
And then she's like looking over at you. Oh, hello there.
Hello.
So you want to stay on board?
Yes, for at least now. Things have gotten a little more complicated. As far as the other passengers know, I'm dead. So my
Right. And you expect me to accommodate this for you somehow?
I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking I'll still do my job,
easily.
but
it's not too difficult.
you're speaking very quietly and I cannot hear you.
Oh, so she's saying like, oh, I could accommodate that for you. It's not too difficult.
Thank you. I'll still do my job, just you won't see me.
Yes, about your job. Well, I decided a way that we could work this out if you're going to be dead. At
Allegedly,
least
yes.
in the eyes of everyone else. The best way for that to work for you and still accomplish your job would be to guard one of the VIPs. I think that might be best, considering that no one else will have to see them and no one will have to know that you're there. Do you think?
That could work, but I will need some time before I start that then.
I don't have a problem. You can take your time. I can give you I'll let them know you're coming. They'll let you in.
Thank you. And I guess I will go back to my room, then change back into Mist, then change into her clothes, and then get out of my room, go to the prince's room, and then go. Fuck, I don't remember if the prince actually had a first name or not.
He doesn't. That you know of.
Okay. So I'll just go, my lord, if it may please you, may I have our tickets? I wish to keep them as souvenirs. And
if you need it, I don't mind. Here, you can have it. He hands it to you.
I will stuff it into my into my breasts, like, because I don't think Miss has pockets.
Okay.
I drove like belts and like pouches, but
Oh, I put it in here. Okay. Of course, I put it in here. There we go.
Okay, then like sometime when like if I'm in the washroom or something, I'm just gonna try to rip it up.
Okay. You're able to rip the ticket, but it doesn't. You don't feel different.
Well, yeah, I know it's not
So
my
you don't
ticket.
know. It's not your ticket. And you also rip his ticket, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be acting very different either. But he wasn't really. He didn't seem that off to you in the first place. So what do you want to do
I
after
guess if
that?
I have both the other tickets, I'll rip them up as well, like lightning.
I mean, I don't think there'd be any reason for you not to have them, so you could do that also, yes.
Okay, so I will have to check in later to see if that had any effect.
Okay. So what are you going to do after that?
After that, I do not know yet, because I'm like kind of want to check in on the other people, but don't want to do that while
Yeah.
Prince is like.
I see. It's fine. I mean, the prince is kind of just pacing around. He's not really super like intent on anything because apparently you don't have any plans until later tonight. So
So I guess keeping up with the charade, I will like just see the friends and say, "You seem very tense."
well, I'm just thinking about the room.
Oh,
I get very serious about decorating. I had the whole palace redecorated. And now my niece is probably tearing all the banners down and recoloring them.
oh,
It's a thought going through my mind.
She is probably going through some phases.
Possibly, but she is not unstable. I wouldn't have named her my regent if that was the case. She has a good head on her shoulders.
That is good to hear.
He just kind of stares at you.
Do I have something on my face?
No. He looks a bit confused. No. You're fine. He places his hand on your cheek and kind of leans in again.
Oh boy.
You're back.
I'm just going to like playfully put my finger on his lips. No, not now. Later.
He
The mood is
chuckles a
right.
bit to himself. If you insist. He sort of backs away. He doesn't seem very frustrated or anything. He just seems kind of like a bit miffed, but not like, what the hell? No, you do what I want. No, he's like, okay, I'll play along. Do you say that in character?
Good boy.
Do you say that in character?
Hey, good boy. You better
Does it-
stay away from my friend, you motherfucker.
No, good boy. I was like, wait, do you say that in character?
Me?
No, not you. I'm talking about Storms because I
I
heard.
don't think I said good boy, but
Oh, I heard that from someone. Oh, was that Carl who said it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought Dustin did. Oops. That sounded like something Dustin would say.
yeah, I was like highly confused. Like, what is he talking about? I didn't say that.
Sorry, I can hear Carl, so I'm just like, what? Anyway.
So I'm just going to playfully pat his cheek and go. I hope you're ready for the swim. Get to see me in my bathing suit.
He smiles. He's like, oh, well, it'll be fun. He kind of sits on the bed. It's still early, though. I'm going to run a few errands, check out the ship.
I think I will do the same. I want
He
to get
nods.
to know the other guests.
Right.
I'm sure I will form a strong relationship with that lightning.
He kind of gives you this like weird look. He's like, I don't know much about her, but if you feel it is necessary, then go ahead. He's almost like has this like weird air of superiority around him. Like you can kind of read his body language a bit. You know, you don't need to roll for this because it's kind of obvious. But like what he's implying is that, you know, like she's a commoner. Like why? He's like confused. Like you don't need to talk with her, but if you think you need to, then go ahead. I'm not gonna say it's no, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can tell that like when he's talking about her, he's clearly like demeaning her in that way with his body language, but not really saying it.
I'm just going to say, well, you never know. Sometimes people may surprise you.
Right.
Not
He kind of leaves the room, basically.
all right. So I'm going to first head to Sun's room and go. Fuck! I need to get away from that.
Are you talking to Sun?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Rainey's
I
just
was
like
muted.
Rainey's in the corner of the room, and she's like looking at Mist. Huh? I thought she was in the. What's going on? Isn't that room from before?
It's complicated. Let's say there's.
Are you bringing more girls in here?
No. Friend, you need to know. Not to
Okay.
worry.
she's like looking at Mist.
I'm not Rainy sick.
No, you didn't know Rainey was sick, but she definitely doesn't like the way she's speaking. She sounds kind of unwell. Like she sounds confused.
I'll just be like, what the fuck's wrong with Rainy?
How do you know who I am?
What do you mean? How do I know who you are? You're the one who fucked me out of a contract.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's like covering her mouth. Right. Now I remember you.
Oh, that's good. She remembers you now. Somehow.
Anyway, how's Mist? I destroyed the tickets.
No checked on that yet. What's his record?
You going to what?
The dresser. Like, open her up, it's unlocked. Yes.
Okay. Why don't we just assume that so Mist, why don't we just assume you were doing what you're doing? So what happens when he opens the door?
The window or
For the dresser, yeah.
okay, so I do the secret whatever key code. Help
Key
that
code.
part.
You do on the door, up, down, left, right.
Oh right, AB. Yay.
Sun
Like
is
buttons.
going to get blasted by a torrent of water. That door open.
Do you have any dodge charms? Because otherwise you're just gonna
I have reading the wind, reflex dissect technique, leaping dodge, drifting leaf illusion.
you have drifting. Yeah, okay.
Where could I find
I
that?
think you could avoid them then. Give me a second. I have to look that one up. Leaping. Because if you have all the way to leaping dodge method, I think you could definitely avoid. Oh, you have leaf sidestep is the one that you'd want to use. Yeah. So that one would cost you 5 motes, and then you could dodge this because it's specifically used to avoid traps and such like that.
Okay, so sorry, I was like, what else is it? So I like spend like most of my modes
Yeah.
a mode, and how much does it take to how much does it take to flare up my
Well, if you only spend 5, it's only going to be dim, so it's not going to be like super visible. It's just like a light glow kind of thing.
okay, so
Like it's actually very slight. But you're a night cast, so you can just avoid that altogether. Because you have your ability where you can just ignore that if you want.
yeah. How does that, by the way?
I have to look it up because it's on your sheet.
Like 2 more.
You don't. Yeah, it's like 2 more. Yeah.
Okay. So I have
For me.
26. But I'm gonna reflect 2 more and
Yeah, but you have reflex sidestep, so considering that she's not really making a full attack roll, you'd basically just want to use that and let you get out of the way of it.
so, like the door slides open. I see this. I feel there's like this weird feeling when like this like instinctual feeling of like danger, like a spider sense.
Yeah, exactly. And then you.
The spider sense, they're tingling, and I just dodge out of the way.
So that's who Sun is. Peter Parker. I always suspected it.
I need pictures of Sun.
He's a menace, I tell you. He's a menace. Captain Sun, he's a menace. Makes sense now.
So you dodge out of the way of the water. And I think I'll end it there, I guess, because I want to do a lot more stuff, but I'm getting tired. So is it okay if we kind of let things kind of go that way?
Sure.
Okay.
Because I definitely like the idea of that being the last scene where it's like the last thing we see is him opening the door and then
Dodging the water.
This torrent of water that looks like it was shot from a Blastoise cannon goes whizzing by him.
Blastoise!
Okay, so I think
What's
we'll
it?
end there. I think we'll end there.